All right, our next speaker is Independent Senior Sales Director Hollie Sherrick, who joined Mary Kay in February of 1998. She earned the use of her first free car in 6 weeks as a single mom and debuted as a fabulous 50s sales director in January 1999. She's been on the company's Court of Sales 8 times, the company Court of Sharing 8 times, a double star 4 times, and a triple star 6 times. She's been in the Circle of Achievement 12 times and the Circle of Excellence 14 times, and on the Prestige trip 8 times. She's earned the use of 15 free cars, 13 of those pink Cadillacs. Her highest year was over $965,000, and her highest commission in 1 month was over $20,000. Hollie's been married to Greg for 6 years and is mom to Alec, who is 30 years old and shares a birthday with Mary Kay Ash. Alec is an officer with the Marines, currently in flight school in Pensacola, and is married to Hollie's daughter-in-law, Kristen. Hollie's proudest Mary Kay moment was being featured in the Imagine the Possibilities video with her son Alec, who was 10 at that time. So please welcome to this stage, Hollie Sherrick.
The pictures choke you up every time. I get to see those two in a couple weeks. Another benefit of the flexibility with your Mary Kay business. I'm like, I haven't seen them since May. I'll never go this long again. I get on, book a flight, and I get to see one of his matches. So he, in addition, as a Marine, as a civilian, he does all these shooting competitions. He even has a YouTube and has a sponsorship from ammo companies. So he's kind of, only been doing it a year and a half. So I get to go see one of those. But I'm excited to share with you some of my 27-year journey and what I'm passionate about when it comes to passing it on. As you heard, I've been building for 27 years, my Mary Kay business, and prior to, I was working about 60 hours a week, an office manager for a large landscaping company, and my son was 3. $50,000 in debt. So more month than money every single month. I actually also post-dated a check for my starter kit. And I would drop him off at a daycare, 7 a.m., sometimes not pick him up until 7 p.m. at night. The tires were about to fall off my car, and I could only get in through the passenger side door because the driver's side door was so dented in. So I had gone as a guest to hear a woman speak at a Women's Business Council luncheon, a woman that would then later become my sales director. And I listened to her story, and I was so impressed, but I just thought it was just one of in a million success stories. She had eliminated $100,000 in debt as a single mom working for a medical sales company, and I was just like, wow, I had a grandmother who was a cosmetics buyer for over 30 years. I thought I was killing it with a little pressed powder, CarMax, and mascara, so I wasn't even a big makeup wearer, but she did teach me how to take care of my skin, and then she retired. And I had to start buying it all. I tried Mary Kay, and it was better than any cosmetic counter brand I had ever gotten from her for free. And then was able to give her everything for free, and she was a tough cookie. There were articles written about her in New York Glamour magazines. She was really good friends with the president of Estee Lauder. When I tell you she was like the real deal, she was the real deal. And so I listened to the woman, and then a few days later, I was meeting who I was a guest of for lunch, and she said, by the way, my Mary Kay director is going to be joining us. And I said, call her up. I'm not selling Mary Kay. She said, Hollie, she's on her way. And just come and hear what she has to say. So I looked at her, and I'm sure pretty full of myself, because again, keep in mind, 25, miserable. I barely saw my kid. I would write the check for the groceries and pray that my paycheck would go in before that would clear. And that was my life, week in and week out. And so she said, let me ask you this. How comfortable are you with the fact that you don't have an extra $100? And when are you going to be ready to change that? And so I drove back to work thinking, what did I just do? I just signed up. What did I just do? I called my dad and I said, I need to borrow $100. I wrote a check that's not going to clear. But I have a feeling that I'll never have to borrow another $100 again from you. And so she told me that, yes, you need a new car. So let's go get this product introduced to 60 women. And you're going to introduce the opportunity to every single one of them. And that's what we call a what? A power start. And so I went, and on top of my 60 hours, I no less than 3 to 5 skincare classes each week. And I ended up earning the use of that free car within my first 6 weeks. I sold $4,000 in product, and my commission check was over $2,500. Within 5 months of that, I had replaced my income. And at that point, I had entered the last month of my DIQ. I live in Illinois, so you'll be familiar with this, but we had a really bad record-breaking snowstorm, and everything canceled. And I had entered that last month with 14 active, and we needed 30. And I had just quit my job. And I was bawling at the kitchen table, an ugly kind of cry. And my phone rang, and it was my sales director. And she said, I want you to remember your purpose. Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone and start booking. You know what to do. And we went from 14 to 32, 31 of which were my personals, and once again achieved over 20,000 wholesale. And when I think about it, because not long after that, I got a letter from the company, and it was congratulating us on earning the use of the pink Cadillac, and I thought it was a mistake. So I called and said, I think you made a mistake. You're about to give me a pink Cadillac, and I don't think it's mine. And they said, no, congratulations. You earned the use of that pink Cadillac. And it's because my sales director always encouraged me, you focus on the people. How can I serve? How can I serve you? How can I help you? Get the product on the faces, get in front of them, make the relational connections, heart to heart. That's what we do. And that's what separates us. And I love when Don always says, more has stayed the same than changed. And it is so true. My mom just recently gave me a copy of this article that was from 2005. And this is from the Applause magazine. I did see the perfume Elysian here, and I kind of wish they'd bring that back. But this is 2005. So this is 20 years ago. And it was an article that they had written about my son and myself. And I remember thinking about, this was about the time when I was in 5th grade that my parents were going through a divorce. My mom was about to be a single mom. And on the front of this article, there's a little note that says, Marcia, what a wonderful article. I want you to know that as this old teacher is so very proud of both the Sherrick kids. P.S., but we knew that they would be okay. And I thought about what we have to pass on. And my mom, who was a single mom at this time, the 5th grade teacher, she must have passed this on to my 5th grade teacher to read this article. And I thought, that's why I'm passionate. Because there are so many women, single moms, who desire this kind of life of choices that we've been blessed to attain for ourselves by doing when we don't feel like doing it, and we do it again and again. We book, we coach, we sell, we recruit, and we do it again and again, and we pick ourselves up, and it's the best example that we can give our children and the women who are watching us. So I want you to think of all the women right now who are watching you, that are counting on you to step it up. Mary Kay Ash, the Legacy Nationals, the women that have gone before us, they're counting on us to step it up. Pre-Mary Kay, I would take my bills in the month of December and throw them away. I'd say they'd come back next month just so I could provide a Christmas. I know I'm not recommending you do that, but I knew they would come back next month. I say that because there are so many women and the holidays are approaching. Do not wait to jump in and be a part of this movement right now. It has to happen now. The holidays for us is now. 3 pages before that article, it says how thinking like a retailer can work for you. Think like a retailer. It says thinking like a retailer means your business is a business. And that means building customer loyalty by always having inventory on hand, making it convenient for customers to shop, and by keeping your name in front of customers so they think of you first for all of their beauty needs. So it's just so interesting how everything intertwines what we're talking about. Mary Kay Ash believed there was something to be learned from studying other great businesses and strong business leaders. And here are some of the things that you can do to be your best beauty retailer that you can be. And that was having the products that your customers want. When I came in with that debt and I was thinking, I don't really know how I'm going to get inventory, I found a way to get it because I trusted the leader that I was put in her path. I trusted her. I trusted every piece of advice that she gave me. I didn't pick and choose. I was accountable, and I kept a teachable spirit every step of my business while holding Perfect Empower Starts. So right after the Cadillac letter, I was able to we got the Cadillac, and then I was able to put my son in a private Christian school, which was one of the things that was on my goal poster, was to send him to a private Christian school. And then there were lots of beach vacations and lots of trips to Disney as a single mom. And he's always been my purpose. I was able to eliminate the $50,000 in debt, buy us a house. I used that $20,000 commission check as a down payment. One commission check. Trips, I know I shared last night as a single, and my honeymoon was in Lanai, Hawaii on one of the extended trips. And I was able to fund Alex's wedding. So my husband and I said, look, I'm paying for Alex's wedding. We're going to have to go on the top director trip with Mary Kay, and that's going to be our honeymoon. But I remember Alec at the altar on his wedding, and he said, I only hope that I can send my kids to a private Christian school like I was able to go. And that was the full circle moment for me. And that's what we have to give away, is the faith. I did not live my life according to Mary Kay's principles of God first, family second, and career third. But I was blessed to have a spiritual mentor who's also your business mentor that taught you everything. She takes you by the hand, goes a little bit further than you, and you're able to, and that's what I love, you're able to pass her up tomorrow if you want. And that's the beautiful thing about your mentor, Mary Kay. They want you to succeed. And so now he's getting ready to graduate from flight school, which is super exciting. But I want you to think about and make a list of the women who love you most. Who loves you most? This is going to be your booking list. Because when I tell you, when I look at all of these things, all of these areas where I've been, it's all been because of a Perfect Empower Start. And when more has stayed the same, I'll just hold it for a second. When more has stayed the same than changed, I want you to think about the difference in maybe our position as a top director or a national is literally the number of perfect starts we've held. The number of times we've gotten back up and we keep going again and again. That's the difference in our position. That's it. This article, during the time, it was 20 years ago, I had earned the use of 3 pink Cadillacs. I had achieved 13 gold medals, 10 silver, 16 bronze. Today, 20 years later, 45 gold medals, 43 silver medals, 59 bronze, 13 pink Cadillacs, and 92 star quarters. And I'm sharing that with you because I want you to see that this business, the culture, the activity of the formula of success has stayed the same. What we have to do. It's what we've been called to do. So I know they're going to put a little script. Is the script up there yet? There's the Focus Friday. Okay. So I've always, like Alden, used the same script over and over again, day in and day out. And you're always in a contest. Am I right? You're always in a contest, or you're new, and it's part of your training, either moving up to the first level of leadership, the next level of leadership, but it's always a contest, and you're in the training. So take a picture of this before I launch the challenge, but it's always you're so excited. So here's what I'm going to give you. If you're not a naturally excitable person, drink a Coca-Cola, put some flash dance on, I don't know. I mean, run around your house, run around the block, get yourself excited, your blood pumping. You have to. Because women that are going to be in your space, they need an excitable person. So when you're asking them, you're so excited that you just started your Mary Kay business, and part of your training is to get the opinion of our products from 30 women in your first 30 days. And then break that into weekly, okay? So the challenge is to go book 8 to hold 5 for a perfect start, all to be held in this week. You know, Mary Kay Ash said a reasonable and customary goal is 15 faces in your first week. So why not you? So book 8 to hold 5 parties, all to be held in the next week. And then since I need 30 practice faces, do you think that you could invite a few girlfriends to join you to help me reach my goal of 30 faces? I'll give a great gift to you. I really appreciate you supporting the launch of my new business. Make that list top-heavy of women of influence that love you, because they're not going to tell you no. And if you have to say that, look, Brooke, you love me. You're not going to tell me no. You love me, right? I need you to get 15 people in front of me, but I'm going to make it worth your while because Brooke's influential. She easily is going to be able to gather 15 women. And you can earn up to $200 in free product for it with me. Could you get excited about that? That's it. So you're going to get what you expect. And if you think it's hard, you're going to make it hard. If you think they won't, then they're not going to. But again, when you're joy-filled and you're excited about where you're going, we know no one follows a parked car, but when you're excited, everyone is telling you yes. Say, everyone is going to tell me yes. Right? Everyone. Believe everyone. Believe everyone. And right now, I mean, we have the new fall looks out, like the new fall products. You can even, I've always used before and after portfolio, always, to be a face model for me for my before and after for my portfolio. Let them know that you've been challenged to feature 30 women in some of our new fall looks. So those are just variations. And of course, it's October, so this is a great month to party with a purpose. You've got breast cancer awareness, domestic violence, maybe offer to donate a percentage of your profits for a cause that means a lot to you, or to your hostess. So those are great ways to book right now. But I think I'm probably all. But start with the 8 who love you the most, make them women of influence. Don't be afraid to give away product. I gave away full stores worth of inventory, I am sure, to get these bookings when I first started and beyond. But I never felt it. Never felt it. So, yeah, I think that's everything. I think I got this okay now. Okay.
It's perfect.
Thank you.
So good. Oh my gosh, Mindy. Bye. I want
snotty.
to use some words. So one words. What are the one words? Okay, so you guys are working on lists. I mean, it can be like she said, the influential women list to book, and then put asterisks by the ones that you want to talk to about the opportunity, right?